Hey everyone, welcome back to FT News. I'm Myra. The Chi Season 8 Episode 3 continues building tension across nearly every major storyline as old relationships resurface, new alliances form, and several characters find themselves standing at emotional crossroads. While the episode features plenty of important developments, the biggest question heading into future episodes is whether Tiff and Nuck's relationship is beginning to fall apart. Let's break down everything that happened. The episode opens with a confrontation that has been years in the making. Reg comes face to face with Big Mike after learning that he joined Nuck's organization. Once best friends, their relationship has never recovered from the shooting incident that changed both of their lives. Big Mike believed Reg was dead and moved on. Reg survived but never truly forgave his friend for disappearing afterward. Their conversation makes it clear that there is no repairing the friendship. Instead, the scene feels like the final chapter of a relationship that has been broken for years. At the same time, Victor and Shaad finally walk out of prison. For both men, freedom should be a moment of celebration. However, reality quickly crashes into them. Jake informs Victor that Tiff has moved on and is now romantically involved with Nuck. That revelation immediately creates tension. Even though Victor tries to focus on rebuilding his life, it's obvious that his feelings for Tiff never disappeared. The awkwardness becomes impossible to ignore when they eventually meet face to face. Despite trying to remain professional, there is still emotional baggage between them. Interestingly, Tiff has become far more powerful than many viewers expected. She now controls a significant portion of Alicia's estate and has access to considerable resources. Because of this, she is able to help Victor and Shaad financially as they begin their new lives outside prison. Victor uses the money to solve one of his biggest problems. Instead of fighting Reg for control of the house, he effectively buys him out. For once, a potentially violent conflict is resolved peacefully. But while Victor's future appears to be stabilizing, Tiff's relationship with Nuck starts showing cracks. This is where the episode becomes particularly interesting. Nuck spends much of the episode acting as though his relationship is secure. When Smitty warns him that betrayal often comes from people closest to you, Nuck quickly dismisses the idea. He believes Tiff would never turn against him. Unfortunately for him, events soon prove that things aren't as simple as he thinks. During a gathering of the women, the conversation turns toward Tiff and Nuck potentially having a baby together. Instead of celebrating the idea, Lene raises a disturbing accusation. She openly claims that Nuck was responsible for Pastor Zeke's death. This immediately grabs Tiff's attention. The accusation isn't new. She has heard it before. But hearing it again makes her realize she can no longer ignore it. As a result, she confronts Nuck directly. Nuck immediately denies having anything to do with Pastor Zeke's murder. However, what stands out is how interested he becomes in learning who is spreading the accusation. Instead of focusing entirely on proving his innocence, he focuses on identifying the source. That reaction leads directly to one of the episode's most explosive moments. After learning that Bakari and Lene are involved, Nuck storms into their home. Without warning, he attacks Bakari and fires him. The scene reveals just how dangerous Nuck remains despite trying to present himself as a changed man. His response is driven by anger and fear rather than logic. And if Tiff learns the full truth about what happened, it could seriously damage her trust in him. Meanwhile, Bakari's life takes another downward turn. Losing his job leaves him struggling financially. Although Emmett gives him a chance to work at Smokey's, it is clear that nobody fully trusts him yet. Then things get even worse when his car gets repossessed. At his lowest point, Reg suddenly appears with an opportunity. Unfortunately, it is not the kind of opportunity that leads toward a better life. Reg offers him work in the drug trade. All Bakari has to do is sell an entire package of drugs within 2 days. The offer represents a major turning point for his character. Throughout recent seasons, Bakari has been trying to move toward a cleaner and more stable future. Now he faces the temptation of returning to the same lifestyle that has caused so much destruction around him. Whether he accepts the offer could shape the rest of his season. Elsewhere, another emotional storyline centers around Devante. For a long time, socializing has been difficult for him. His intelligence often separates him from other children, leaving him feeling isolated. Thankfully, Riley introduces him to a support group filled with kids facing similar challenges. The experience turns out to be surprisingly positive. Instead of feeling disconnected, Devante finally finds people who understand him. The scene suggests that his struggles may not come from being troubled, but from feeling different and misunderstood. It is one of the episode's most hopeful moments and hints at positive growth ahead. Victor's emotional journey also continues. When he finally gets time alone with Tiff, the conversation reveals how much pain he has been carrying. Although Tiff explains that she didn't intentionally choose Nuck over him, Victor still feels betrayed. From his perspective, he lost both his freedom and the woman he loved. The hurt is still very fresh. At the same time, Shaad experiences a rare bright spot. His date with Patience goes surprisingly well. After numerous setbacks in his personal life, the encounter suggests that he may finally be moving toward a healthier future. But the episode's biggest storyline remains Tiff and Nuck. By the final scenes, it becomes increasingly obvious that something has changed. Nuck attempts to create a romantic evening and strengthen their connection. However, Tiff no longer seems fully invested. The accusations surrounding Pastor Zeke's death have planted seeds of doubt. Victor's return has reopened old emotions, and Nuck's increasingly violent behavior isn't helping matters. The episode never confirms that Tiff wants to leave Nuck. However, it clearly shows her questioning the relationship for the first time. More importantly, she appears to be questioning her own feelings. Does she truly love Nuck? Or did their relationship simply develop during a period when both of them needed someone? That question hangs over the ending. As the credits roll, Tiff appears more uncertain than ever, while Nuck remains unaware that his relationship may be standing on very fragile ground. If this emotional distance continues to grow, a breakup may not be far away. And with Victor back in the picture, the situation could become even more complicated in the episodes ahead. Thank you for watching this video. Sending you lots of love, and I'll see you in the next one.